What time were you in line last night?
7 o'clock in the morning.
7 o'clock yesterday morning?
Yeah.
That is some dedication right there. Well guys, that was Odyssey 2024.
Whirlwind.
Yeah, it
It's a little heavier.
It was crazy, and it turns out that musky fishing is a lesson in failed economics. Next stop, get a ticket here, and we're a little bit delayed, but we are on our way.
We're gonna make it.
We'll be there. Don't start the show without us.
This is definitely your plane.
Well, as musky fishing goes, you gotta spend a lot of money. Are we spending some today?
Actually, not bad. No.
Actually, no, it's not bad,
A
but
couple $12 beers, but that's okay.
but considering we're 24-hour driving time from Toronto, it's a lot easier to fly. So we're just about ready to board. Next stop will be TO, and then the next stop after that will be the Delta, and back to musky fishing in April. Yeah. Okay, we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so here's the thing. Musky Odyssey has come and went, and we made the trip down there. We had an absolutely amazing time. You guys all made us feel welcome. We met so many great fans, supporters of the channel and of 54 Bust as a whole. We can't thank you guys enough. You guys made us feel so welcome. It was amazing. And I can't thank the committee enough. Ryan and the staff of the Odyssey essentially gave us the keys to the kingdom. They give us a backstage pass. Yes, we paid. We all three of us paid our $30 to get onto the show floor, but Muskies Canada give us an all-access pass. We can't thank them enough. And we had so many of the volunteers from Muskies Canada in the red shirts at Odyssey come up to us, talk to us, tell us, you know, they like what we're doing. So guys, we truly, truly, truly appreciate that. And for us, it was an amazing trip. We met so many cool people. We have so many cool baits and stories to share with you guys. And therein lies my problem. I had a script for this video that I wanted to stick to, that I thought would share the story. That's not going to work. So Odyssey didn't exactly turn out how I expected it to turn out. I was at Odyssey in 2019, so I had some preconceived notions, and it didn't quite turn out like that. But what we captured was amazing. It was one of those things that if you've never been to an Odyssey, it's so hard to describe. It's interesting. There was almost somewhat of a changing of the guard on the Odyssey floor in real time. And Odyssey's always been known for the huge crankbaits. And I'll just grab something. Stuff like BR baits. This is a small one. We got some bigger ones in the back. Clarky baits. These are the kind of things that you see a ton of at Odyssey, and Odyssey's known for hose baits, Mortimer's, Wick ones, a lot of these big, huge crankbaits, and we got some of them. But this year, something different happened on the show floor that I don't think people expected. We didn't expect, and you guys are going to get to follow along with us in real time as we talk to the people lined up, and we find out where they're going, and we followed the 2 lineups. So we got some really cool footage here for you guys. But before that, there is one thing, or a couple things I do need to address concerning Odyssey coming out of it. There's been some things that have made the rounds on social media and inside of the musky circles that I would be remiss if I didn't mention, because even though we had an amazing, amazing time, we met so many great people, and you're going to hear so many great interviews over the course of the next few videos with vendors at Odyssey. There was some negative from Odyssey, and one of the keynote speakers was there, and he was drinking, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to say that some incidents happened with him drinking that have made the social media, so that left a little bit of a black eye on the Odyssey. And not entirely related, the president and vice president of Muskies Canada resigned on Sunday at their annual meeting, and it wasn't directly with Odyssey. I don't know all of the reasons, nor is it my place to tell anybody, even if I did know, and I don't know all the reasons. But I just feel that I need to share that with you, that coming off of Odyssey, those were 2 of the big stories, unfortunately, that one of the speakers was drinking and made a couple scenes, and that the VP and the president did resign. And unfortunately, those are the stories that are making the rounds, especially up in Canada and in that Southern Ontario muskie scene. And that's too bad that it overshadows an amazing group of vendors on the floor. And I hope that we show you guys a little bit of what is Odyssey 2024. All right, guys, this is Odyssey 2024. Team 54 bus come down. This guy right here was #1 in line. What time were you in line last night?
7 o'clock in the morning.
7 o'clock yesterday morning?
Yeah.
That is some dedication right there. How about you guys? How long you guys been waiting?
7 hours.
7 hours? 11? What's the first booth everybody's going to? Rover. Oh. All right, guys. The lineup goes out past the lobby. There's got to be over 100 people here. It's going to be a mad rush. We're going to start tripping people at the top of the escalator. We will see all you guys on the show floor. Can we get a 54 bus? 54 bus! We are in probably the booth in Odyssey. You talk to anybody from Canada, when they're coming to Odyssey, they're coming to see hoser here. This is Sean. These are the hose baits. I know a lot of people from the States look at them and they're like, they're nothing fancy, but these things straight up catch giants. This is the guy right here. We are like 5 minutes out of doors being open. I was at Odyssey in 2019 and I seen the lineup come to your booth, and I tell people when we go to US shows, there's nothing that can prepare a guy for what happens at this booth, and you must just be used to it at this point.
We're pretty proud of this, buddy. We've been building baits for a long time. We could never seen it get to this point in our lives. When people are spending all night out there looking for a bait.
7 o'clock yesterday morning, the first guy in line.
And we were out there 2 or 3 times saying hi to the people out there.
That's awesome.
It's incredible. I can't believe the demand I have for this bait. I wish we could build a lot more, but it just takes us so long. They're all our baits, so they got to be done right, or they're not done at all.
That's right, and I think part of the cool part is you only have this many. It drives up the demand, and it makes it more exclusive, and that's why people are waiting to come in here and buy these baits.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity opportunity to run a couple of them, and I'm hoping in the future we'll have an opportunity to hook up and do some more. But we are like literally a couple minutes away, so good luck on this show. And we're gonna come back when this wall is empty, and we'll talk with you some more. Thanks, Sean.
Right on. It was a
Poser.
pleasure having you at my booth.
All right, I'm here with Landry Smith from Rover Baits. We got a couple of your baits 2 years ago, and actually one of the biggest fish I raised last year was on one of your giant shads in white. These new baits you got look awesome. I definitely want to reach out after the show and try and get some up in our neck of the woods. Listen to you on the Ugly Pike podcast. That was an awesome episode, by the way. I love the way you talk about muskies. But tell people, our viewers, you know, what you got going on here.
This is my new bait. I've been working on it for 2 years. I call it the Cisco Shad, and a buddy of mine calls it the bait of two names. He thinks the bait's ridiculous, but I basically tried to make like a Cisco and a Shad profile.
Yep.
I don't think anyone had really done a taller profile like that. But it's different than my other bait in that the tail's a little softer, but it's really durable. I got one from last year. I probably got a dozen fish on it.
Yeah, I see you got an integrated weight.
Yeah, so if you add this weight, you can burn it, troll it 10 miles an hour if you want.
10 miles an hour?
This thing will not roll. It's actually an unweighted swim bait. There's no weight inside it.
Yeah.
You can fish it straight up without the weight. But if you put 2 weights on it and rip it, like full pause, oh, it's greasy. It goes up and then kicks the whole way down again.
That sounds like it would fit our style of fishing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like some people like the straight reel, but the pull and pause swim baits look great, right?
Well, we're at the bottom of the escalator, and we asked all the people down there where they were going, and we heard a lot of rover baits. So
Get ready.
we expect that you're going to get bombarded, and we'll hook up after the show because we got to get some more of these baits up our way.
Awesome.
All right, guys, we'll be
Thanks
right
a lot.
back.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
There we go. Boys.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, hosers.
Morning, host.
Okay, well, slow down.
Sorry,
Sorry,
sorry.
get line. Which line?
Can I get the, what's that pattern beside the high frog?
All right, guys, this is the hose booth. This guy was first in line 7 o'clock yesterday morning, and he's getting exactly what he wants.
Yeah, he's got to get your name and stuff. That's his package.
Hey, sharp belly, fatty, and a mud pup daddy. Awesome.
Here?
Yeah.
Right on.
Loading up. All
I hear you're loading up. Landry's smiling. This is all good.
I'm just giving him my wallet.
Hey, that's what we do at the Odyssey. I see you got a pretty good handful there. You're not going to leave any for me. Look at this guy's got like a bit full of them.
9 bigs and 2 smalls.
You want to wake it? Sure.
I did not expect to see this at Rover. This is awesome. Just proves that his baits work. Awesome stuff, guys. Right beside Hose, we got Mark here, MPT, first customer in here. He's loading up on some Slick Willies. We like those baits, can't go wrong with them. Best of luck, Mark. Top line baits, got them selling already, a couple minutes in. Can't go wrong with a dipstick. We know those ones work. Alright, here Pete at Dadson Blade Baits. I see some money exchanging hands. I see guys grabbing baits. Quick. They are going quick. They always do. Everybody loves the Dadsons. We got some nice ones here, guys.
Great fun to meet you. You too. Thanks.
Oh, I see he's got a matrix in his hand over here, Pete.
Gotta have Matrix.
Yeah, we love the matrix.
Thanks, eh? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this one right here.
All right, we're here at Paul, Boss Shad. We got stuff happening already, don't we? We got some guys in the booth. We got some baits moving.
We're going.
We're going. Early start, but things are moving. Got a little handful of baits on the table.
It is. Is that
That's the legend right there, John Bensel.
legend.
9 up.
I got him.
Awesome stuff in the Boss Shad booth, fellas. Gonna be a good show. It's already a good show. There's people lined up for blocks out there. Lots of action in the booth here. We'll circle back around and talk with you again, Paul. All right, here I am, Mortimer booth. Another one that always has a lineup. Awesome baits. Doors open. Mad rush all the time. Glenn McDonald 54 bus. We haven't met. Awesome stuff though. Cool to see the lineup. Cool to see the baits moving. Awesome stuff, guys. Mortimer baits. All right, there we are. Ringside Red October baits. Baits are flying off the table already. Mark's busy. Good stuff. Lots of action in the booth here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Off to a good start, Mark.
Yeah, right on, man.
Awesome stuff. Everybody loves the Red Octobers here. Hey, Bruce, Water Wolf Lures already pandemonium in here.
Yep.
People grabbing mittfuls of stuff. Awesome show already. It's only going to get better.
Yes, it will.
Right on. We'll circle around with you guys. There we go, guys. Water Wolf. Right, I'm back at Rover. The lineup goes right to pretty much the door. Hey, Landry, you better head home. You're going to need more baits, buddy. You might need a Brinks truck to take the money home. Everybody here is in line for Rover. Rover baits. Everybody's here for Rover. This is crazy stuff. Awesome stuff, guys. And right around the corner, Big Shock. We're still at the hose. Still lined up for hose baits. No surprise there. Like I said earlier, there's so many cool interviews that we did with vendors, with bait companies that we deal with, and I'm going to share that with you guys in another video or subsequent videos because I think that needs to be shared. We're going to keep some of those videos for when we start to do some of our underwater footage so we can tie that together. But for the sake of this video, it was all about that pandemonium of the show floor opening, and we tried to kind of show it to you guys as hose baits is the big booth there. It's one of the cornerstones of the Odyssey. That's why you seen the time lapse in the hose bait booth. What nobody accounted for was Landry Smith and Rover Baits being inundated like he was. I think there was a feeling going in that he had hit on that particular bait, but the lineup there was crazy. The people we talked to, the amount of money that was thrown around at Odyssey, like all the Musky shows, is crazy. But Odyssey, because it's that condensed, essentially 6-hour show, a lot of money flows really quickly. And a lot of these small batch builders, they sell out, and that's the end of the show for them, the end of their season in a lot of cases. So it's so much different than a lot of the US shows where you have the big vendors, the Mayhems, the Musky Innovations, the Suicks, the Spankies, you know, those bigger US style companies. You don't have that here. So it's a lot of that small batch. So it's just a different feeling. Hopefully you guys kind of grasp some of that from our video. And as we left at 4 o'clock on Saturday, because we had to fly home, we had time to reflect in the airport in Toronto, waiting for our flight. And it was something that kind of hit David, Richard, and I. What is the true cost of musky fishing? Is it the buying, the expensive lures, the $300 lures, the $200 lures? Is it, like for us, we flew down. It was reasonable. I'll be quite honest. It didn't cost us a lot to fly down for one night and one hotel room, but it was an expense for us to go down there and not have a booth and sell merch or anything. It was an expense. I get that, but we've seen a lot of money exchange, and a lot of people that we talk to are diehard musky anglers, so they're using those baits, but inevitably some are going to end up on that resale market. And again, that got us thinking, what is the true cost of musky fishing? And what is the true joy of musky fishing? Has musky fishing became a market where it's about who has the most or who has the most expensive? Does a more expensive boutique lure catch more fish than a regular off-the-shelf lure? But for us, we reflected on it, and we looked back at some of our favorite musky, moments from the last couple of years. And yeah, there's lots of lures in there. For us, obviously, the silver jailbird, Suick, the blade with no name, the original toad, the original fat bastard. We have these lures that we go to, the sunset jailbird, but our greatest moments are when we're laughing and we're yelling and we're cheering each other on in the boat when we catch fish. And I asked my buddy Kevin Wagner, some of his memories and what he hears at the trade shows that he goes to. And he tells me that a lot of people, when they look back at their favorite fishing memories, it's about fishing with their dad or their grandpa or their kids. And people that are getting older in life, they wish that they had that moment one more time. And I mentioned that to the guys, and David and Richard are like, you know what? Some of our favorite memories are taking our kids fishing. And I remember fishing with my parents. They were never into musky fishing, but I remember the moments of fishing with them. And now I remember taking my daughter out and watching her catch her first muskie. And that excitement, I can still feel it. I feel it right in here. And it's those kind of moments that we do an Odyssey, that we do a bait wall like this. It's to take us to that moment. And that moment, more than any $400 crankbait can ever bring you, it's about getting to those little moments, about getting out with your kids or your family. And that, for us, is the true joy of musky fishing.
Stay real, buddy. Stay real. Got him. You got him. Look at that.
This is the best day ever because I get to spend time with my family, got to catch my first muskie, and got a trophy. The best part of it all was spending time with my family.
What do you say to that?
Yeah. You know what, guys? Thorne said it the best right there. And for another video where my daughter caught her first muskie, Dave's gonna point to the link. We got nothing.
Yeah, that's it. He said it all.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, later, guys.